We on my broke phone, y'all, so let me put something on in the background so it don't go off. Alright, I hope everybody is doing well. I know it's early. Some of y'all still at work, but I know somebody is here and y'all can catch the replay later. But I wanted to take some time to come and address the video that I just posted. So that's what we finna do. Okay. We finna address the video that was just posted. I don't know. Do I want to wait on some people to get on here? Or do I just want to talk? I ain't seen y'all in a minute. But I feel like it was a good idea to post a video. I'm gonna say that. And I have reasons. So maybe I should be on TikTok with this. I will take it to TikTok too, but I'm just saying. Is we lagging? I'm gonna go to the other platform. It don't take this long to get somebody in Truth Gang on here. Well, I'm just gonna address it and then I'll get up off of here. That's what I'm gonna do. So the dude that came into my inbox saying that he was Tavis Sutton, the reason why I made the video is to be transparent because I'm telling my truth, right? But I'm not trying to not make people aware of what's happening in my situation, if that makes sense, right? So say like I knew that this other person was walking around here claiming to be Tavis Sutton, and then I never said nothing and I just kept it, you know what I'm saying, to myself. Then somebody could say, oh, well, you knew this person was doing this and you didn't even look at that and you ain't even look at that. So I was like, we just gonna look at this. We're going to take a moment and look at this, you know? Let me block this person because I don't know what they're talking about. So, boom, block that motherfucker. Who else want to get blocked? Block that motherfucker. Who else? What's up, Miss Pam? That's the video. I was explaining it. But I had some trolls that I needed to like, or whatever. That's the video, and I don't feel bad about making the video. I actually feel good about it because we got to face these things head on. And I just said, like, if this person contacted me and I didn't make it known to the tribe that this person existed, then it would be like I'm hiding something, and I don't want nobody to feel like I'm hiding nothing. To me, this person, and especially if you go check out his page, like I went through before I made the video, I went through every TikTok that he had, and there was a few things that really bothered me. Like just about the conversation and the interaction, you know, period. Like, you know, let me block this person because I don't know what they talking about. Okay. Hey, sister. So I don't know why I be talking to people like that, but it's like they don't be understanding that my life really be in danger. But there was just a few things, like I said, that threw me off. One, he doesn't look like Tavis Sutton at all. Two, he said he took an interest in the story. It was never nothing that I took an interest in. Being a missing child, that's never nothing that I took an interest in. And I pretty much learned as I went. I never went and really like researched the story or even researched the story of Tavis Sutton until it was time for me to make my identification of who I believe is Tavis Sutton. That's the only research that I ever put into it, and I'm willing to take a lie detector test. And that was when I was saying, okay, this is Dominique, and I need to now put this shit together for the public. That is the only research I've ever done on it. And Alicia Smiley, I found out about me being a missing child first. I had all the identifying marks. I matched everything first, and I recognized him when I seen his missing child flyer. I recognized the person in the composite sketch. I'm not the composite sketch. I'm sorry, the computer generated photo. I knew it was a computer generated photo when I was looking at it, but when I looked at it, I knew that I knew this person in real life. You know what I'm saying? And I proved it that there is really a person walking around here looking like that, and it's not that dude. And I feel like it's better to address it right now. And, you know, he gonna have to prove it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. I feel like it's better to address it right now. There it is. He gonna have to prove it. Like, if that's who you say you are or whatever, but I know for sure it's Dominique. And then there was a comment by somebody in Truth Gang, and I'm so sorry, sis, but I had to remove your comment. I'm sorry. Okay. But I had to remove it because it wasn't true. Okay. So let me just address that right quick. On the actual video, I'm not gonna name who did it because, you know, I'm just not gonna do that. But she basically said, you already talked to your cousin and he told you that he knows who he is and told you that he didn't want to dig any further into it. That is not what happened. That ain't at all what happened because I document everything. What had happened was I asked him, do he remember me? I asked him, do he remember the auntie? And he said yes. And I told him I was estranged from the family since becoming a missing child. And he said, I don't want to get into that. And he was talking about my situation because he thought that I was going to bring like family drama to him. And who the fuck wants to get involved in family drama? And I said to him, you're on a missing child flyer too. I thought you might want to know. And then I hung up on him. And then I realized that I hadn't told him who he was. So I texted him and I said, this is who you are. I won't ever contact you again, but this is who you are. That's how that went. So he never ever expressed to me that he didn't want to look any deeper into it because we didn't stay on the phone long enough with each other. So I had to remove that comment, and it just is what it is. You said, I hope you moved him to look deeper into himself and not focus on you. That, like I said, there was a few things that fucked me up. If you look at the text messages, he was like, you just came out of nowhere. But then he also admits that he was searching up Tavis Sutton. He took an interest in the story. Like I said, I never took an interest in a missing child case ever in my life. Ever. For what? You get what I'm saying? He said he took an interest in the story. He said he was searching up Tavis Sutton and I came up. So I guess he decided he was going to attack me because he believes that he's Tavis Sutton and called me a cult member. I don't know who this person is, but I know he ain't Tavis Sutton. I know he's not Tavis Sutton. You said Dominique looks like Miss Wanda. Yeah. So that picture that I blotted out of the two ladies that I was telling you about, I ain't gonna say when, but I'm just saying, you know, when I went through his TikTok, I realized that he was talking about that lady in those pictures. It's supposed to be the same lady, but it's supposed to be Miss Wanda, but that don't look like Miss Wanda. You can't see their faces because I blotted it out. But I could probably send you a little private screenshot or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that don't look like Miss Wanda unless it was Miss Wanda in her heyday. But she says she's not on drugs. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So her looks wouldn't have changed that much if she ain't on drugs. She might have been homeless, but she said she didn't struggle with drugs because she couldn't, you know, deal with the drugs or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So she's not on drugs. So why would her looks change that dramatically as she aged? That I don't think that's her, the picture. But he said that's Miss Wanda. That's who he's comparing himself to. A picture of somebody who he believes is Miss Wanda. Those are the two ladies that's side by side on him that I cropped out. But I didn't find that out until after I made the video and I went and I was already making the video. But I went through his TikTok to make sure that I wasn't making a mistake, like or trying to attack this dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then she said something about the other tribe member, and I'm sorry, and I'm not hating on you, and I'm not saying you on some weird shit or nothing, but she also said, don't let this dude use your story to like for fame and all this other shit. He ain't gonna be able to do that because at the end of the day, the whole thing can be shut down with DNA. As long as he don't interfere with me doing what I need to do and telling my story, as long as he don't interfere with me, then we good. But I'm sure he's probably not happy about the video, but I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't have came in my fucking inbox talking crazy. Like, I know you personally, and I'm trying to destroy you. I don't got time for that shit, nigga. My life in danger. You think I'm trying to be a part of a cult and stop and destroy you? That's weird. That is weird. I'm sorry. Like, I'm a missing child myself. I've never went in people. First of all, he was seeking out Miss Wanda. Okay? He was seeking out Miss Wanda and this family. I never reached out to a Smiley member family or none of that shit. They reached out to me. Okay. And once I decided to cut communication, it wasn't no more communication. Period. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Like, he reached out to these people, family, looking for these people. The two people that he talking about in the video, those are members of Tavis Sutton's family. And they've been watching my TikTok for a while, but they never said nothing to me. So, and I could tell that they were members of his family because of their names, of course. And they ain't never said nothing to me, so I ain't never said nothing to them. But if they want to watch, I'm going to let them watch. And this is the thing, too, that I didn't mention. When he said those two girls, right, Those 2 girls, he said, when I seen them 2 girls following you, I knew it was going to be a problem. Those are Tavis Sutton's family members. So they're already like, I don't know, something's going on with that. He's probably already had contact with them, or he's trying to find Miss Wanda. I didn't give him the contact information. I do have it, but I did not give it to him because I could tell something was off. So I didn't give it to him. But I'm not going to hold back or hide anything because I feel like it would be weird of me in the tribe to know there's somebody out here, like I said, claiming to be this person and not bring it to the tribe's attention or not bring it to the public's attention. I know that's not him because look at him. Look at him. You know? You said, so we didn't even know these girls were following me. I mean, it's social media. A lot of people can follow you. You know what I'm saying? I know they was following me though. I seen their last names, but they've never commented. They've never hearted a post. You know, when somebody follow you, when I first started the TikTok, I think like from the first video when I said something about Tavis Sutton, these people started following me on TikTok, but they have not said nothing to me ever. But their last names are Sutton. And they do follow me on TikTok. I did see them, but I forgot about them, of course, because it was at the beginning when I first started the TikTok and I was just making my videos. So I assumed they were just watching my videos and not really saying anything, you know? What's up? So, but I don't have a problem with them girls. I don't have a problem with them. I didn't even know that they had any contact with him. But I don't know this nigga, and he ain't Tavis Sutton. Period. Okay? Period. That's not Tavis Sutton. It's not. I don't know what the fuck going on with him. And I feel like, I guess I feel bad for his mental state or whatever. But he's in the wrong mental state because if you go down his page, he's talking about the government is trying to get him and all this other shit. Now listen to me. I'm spiritual, so I understand that type of thing, right? But you have to watch how I handle the situation. I knew it was government officials and shit after me. I knew it because they're my family members and I can point these people out. So that makes a difference too. When you're saying somebody gang stalking you and then you don't know who it is and you don't have anybody, even if they're really gang stalking you, but you can't provide actual physical evidence, you're the one who's going to look crazy. I'm just saying, you have to, the way that you go about it is weird. And then he said he's like in a karmic marriage and a karmic relationship and shit, but you're a chosen one. If you're a chosen one, you're going to get the fuck out of that shit. I don't give a fuck if you got kids or not. If you're a missing child, your life is in danger, you're going to get the fuck out. If you want to live, you're going to get the fuck out of that shit. You know? I'm sorry, Sam. And Randy, I'm about to rebuke you from this channel. Before I block your ass, you said you rebuke me. How does the Lord rebuke me? Randy. You want to get cussed out today, don't you? It's all good because it's my off day and I got time. That's not really what this video about, but it really don't matter. I just love how it's weird. When you are really a chosen one, the Christians be like, I rebuke you. And then spiritual people might be afraid of your gifts or powers because you truly be connected. And then they be trying to do voodoo on you. It's like, what the fuck? You smoke drugs, you're an addict. So I smoked a plant that comes from a seed that the Lord made. And that makes me an addict. Because I smoked a plant that the Lord made. It's not fucking heroin or fucking meth or whatever the fuck the shit. So because I smoked a flower that came from a seed, that came from the earth, I'm a drug addict? Because God created marijuana. It's a seed. Okay, now there are other marijuanas that can be created in a lab, but you know, the original plant is a seed that men can't really create. Now they can try to make a duplicate or a clone of it, but the actual creation of a seed, you know, only God can do that, right? Randy ain't got raptured. He wasn't good enough. He didn't make the cut. Okay? I'm really about to piss him off because my weed gone and I'm about to hit this black. Oh my goodness. Straight the hell I go. Because the rapture isn't scriptural. Get your ass out of here, okay? We not Christians over here. You need to find you another channel to evangelize on. Evangelist Randy. You better find you another channel. Where does it say in the Bible anything will happen on the 23rd or the 24th? Why are you over here with this shit, Randy? Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody over here believes in that shit. So why are you over here? You need to go to the channel where somebody gonna argue with you about this shit. Nobody believed in the rapture any fucking ways. At least not on this channel. At least not in Truth Gang. Okay? You said nowhere. Ignorance is bliss. Boy, I'm gonna let you get my engagement up. Evangelist Randy is in the building, you guys. He's gonna sing us a hymn. Come on, Randy, sing us a hymn, though. Okay? My eyelash in my eye. Sing us a hymnal, Randy, while I get this eyelash on my eye. I'd like to, everybody in the congregation of Truth Gang, I'd like to introduce you all to Evangelist Randy. Without him, you're literally just a piece of dust. So why don't you focus about your relationship with getting with him? Right? Because if that's the truth, then you wouldn't have time to focus on anybody else's relationship with God, Randy. You wouldn't. You would be focusing on your own. Because you don't want to be that piece of dust. Now, do you, Randy? So if it matters, if your souls matters to you, then I suggest you take your eyes off of other people's souls and focus on your own. Okay? Because the moment you look over here at me, you turn into dust, nigga. You're turning to fucking dust, Randy, Evangelist Randy. Okay, Natalie, what you say? Said Randy down here. Randy down here with the rest of us talking shit. Exactly. Jesus didn't want Evangelist Randy. Jesus didn't want Randy's ass. But I'm not going to let it stop or block my path because he's going to have more evidence. He got to have more evidence. He needs to point out who did it. He needs to be willing to give the DNA, willing to take a lot of tests. He needs to be willing to do all that shit. That's what he needs to do. I think Evangelist Randy has left the building. Yeah. I ain't going to stay on here this long. This live really wasn't shit. We had a lot of trolls. I should have pre-recorded this. Yeah, I got to dig in my eye again. I thought I got it. You see that, Evangelist Randy? Plucking the wool out my own eyes. That's what I'm doing. That's what you should do. He said Randy knew he was going to get chewed up and spit out over here. He knew. So he went on to glory. Maybe he got raptured through the comment section. But anyways, I'm probably going to have to pre-record this video and just like state my points because the trolls thing came. But it's okay. I can chill out with y'all for a little while. I ain't got no more reefer rolled up. Where Randy at? We going to take a communion. I got a shot of liquor today, Randy. You want to take some communion? You're saying it's because people do dumb shit. That's why the Smiley family acted the way that they did. I thought about that too. When I got through talking to that dude, I did consider the Smiley family. I did. So I would be lying if I said I did not consider their reaction at first to me. But after you start hearing the facts and shit, I think that you should have reacted. You should have considered their feelings after dealing with that dude because that ain't Tavis Sutton. That is not Tavis Sutton. Dominique is Tavis Sutton. So I get with the Smiley family. If y'all see this, which I know y'all will because y'all still be watching too, I apologize for that. Okay? Because I did put myself in your shoes because when I talked to that dude that said he Tavis Sutton, crazy motherfucker. He's like, I'm spiritual. I can see beyond the veil. And I knew that too, because y'all have to, like I said, watch my approach with the situation. I don't talk shit about no spiritual shit at all when it comes to this Alicia Smiley shit, unless I'm in a reading or something, but I don't even read on Alicia Smiley. I don't even do that, right? So there's not one video where I'm reading on it, unless it's like I'm reading on the people that hurt me or whatever. But like, you can't mix that shit together. I see beyond the veil. I see you can't mix this shit together because they're gonna call you even crazier. That's why they call you crazy. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Contacts wet. And why did you text me if you're in the other room? You said, I'm sure Miss Waddle has been through similar. Well, all we gotta do is get this DNA rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I saw one of his videos a while ago of him saying he was Tavish a while ago, but I didn't watch anything else after that. He doesn't even look like him. I mean, do your eyes see something? Like, maybe y'all can help me out with like the physical features of Tavish Sutton. Do y'all eyes see something that mine ain't? Like, look, my eye all fucking up. You said you don't need to read on it, honey. Spirit comes through every time. Exactly. You know? All right, let me get this tissue because I ain't finna keep sticking my hand in my eye, like my finger, you know? I'm gonna use the tissue so I don't get nothing else in it. Eyelash. And I feel like it might have went back up in there. You know how I go back up in there, y'all? But I mean, I watched all his videos. You said you watched one of his videos a while back saying he was Tavis Sutton. I watched all of his videos before I made the video because we have to study to show thyself approved. You can't just say that you're taking an interest in something, because that's basically what he said. He took an interest in something and then he went with it and then believed that he was this person. I never took an interest in this shit. I'm not interested in it at all. The only reason why I'm interested in it is because the fuck it is me. Okay? Like, these motherfuckers is literally trying to kill me so I don't tell this. And it's the evidence is there. You get what I'm saying? The evidence that he's sending is that I look like this woman that I think is Wanda Sutton, but the woman that he says is Wanda Sutton, unless that was her good 40 years ago, that's not her. Unless that was her like 40 years ago. Because I thought the people in the picture were two different people. And he's saying, if you go down his timeline and watch his videos, he's saying that that is Wanda Sutton. And the picture without their faces bleeped out is on his page, so y'all can go look. Okay? But he's not, one thing he didn't do was put himself up against that missing child flyer. That's the one thing he didn't do. You got to come correct with all this shit. When I discovered that I was a missing child, when they named every identifying mark, was there not a picture of the identifying mark off of my body inserted into the video? Everything that matches the missing child, I took a picture of myself, of my body, and put it on the internet for the world to see. Now, we ain't saying that you know, you got to put your ass cheek on the internet, but this is something else that he said. He said he had a weird surgery when he was younger. If y'all listen to the video, right? He said he had a weird surgery. He didn't specify, but the missing child flyer does specify that it was a surgery that was done on Tavis Sutton, and it was on his left butt cheek is where the scar is. You said you just had a weird surgery. You never said that you have the scar on your butt cheek. If it was me and he was really Tavis Sutton, I would be like, this is on my ass. I would be on the internet telling people that this shit is on my ass. And these people need to pay for this shit. I'm just saying. You said, nope, I can't help you on that. But I'm glad it shows you're getting attention now. People around him know your story. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I offer for him. I was like, if you want to, you could take my videos and show your audience. And you could tell them that I don't know what I'm talking about. Because they're going to look at him up against that missing child flyer, which he never showed his audience, which would be the first thing that you should be doing as a missing child. The first thing you should be doing, if you can get the evidence of you looking exactly like the missing child, you need to be doing that. Show people the scar on the booty. Girl, I don't know about that. But I'm saying he could take a picture of it and he can zoom in. Like, he could take a picture of it, and then for the public, it can be cropped out so you don't see cheek and ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can be cropped out for the public. But, well, he can't do that. No, we would need to see the whole ass, because then he could just put a scar and then crop it and then say he's Tavis Sutton. So, no. No, we would need, you're right. We need to see the whole ass. No. I'm just saying. You say I caught that too. The strange scar? Yes. I mean, not the strange scar, the strange surgery. He said, when I was younger, I had a strange surgery. Why didn't you say I had a surgery on my ass? Just like I said, here's the gap in between my teeth, the brown hair, the brown eyes, the right eye discoloration, the point at the tip of the ear, the fucking dimple. Like, you need to show all that shit. And that just is what it is. I don't know. I don't feel like, you know, he can't really do nothing. And I'm not afraid of that either. He can't really use the story for fortune and fame. If he got more viewers than me and he showed them people that shit, the fact of the matter is, what's going to happen is that then his people, that more clout or whatever, and I don't want clout, but that's just how it works on social media, okay? The more audience that he has, and he shows this shit and say, look at this her evidence. That evidence ain't shit, because this my evidence, is going to get people over here to see my story, and that's all I need. That's all I need. Straight up. I do want the attention on my story, and I've basically been saying that. Y'all call it clout, but I need it so I can stay alive. The more eyes on me, the harder it's going to be for these people to stop me. The more people that know, the harder it's going to be for them to cover this shit up. The more people that know my story. Sign the petition, okay? Sign the petition. Jack and I are having a heart attack. We're going to let them keep flipping up in the comment section. Sign the petition, okay, to the man DNA. He did say he didn't want to give DNA to nobody but Miss Wanda, but I feel like he made some mistakes, because he is reaching out to these people's family, like trying to find them, like trying to find these people. And that's one thing I never fucking did, because that's weird. That's weird. And then he said it was weird. I just want to point this out, which was kind of offensive. He said no offense, but he said it was weird that I was fighting for someone who doesn't even claim to be tavis sutton, when he just found out. Dominique just found out when I fucking told his ass. He didn't know before then, okay? He just found the fuck out a couple months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, no more than 4. And I grew up with this nigga. So it's not like I'm fighting for him, but just to say that was kind of weird to me, because I'm really just fighting for myself, and I don't be on here talking about him. I'm talking about myself, and I only really speak on him when it's relevant, when I know something about the situation, when it's necessary for me to tell you something about tavis sutton. That's the only time that I speak on him. You get what I'm saying? And I only speak what I know about him, which is why my main focus is Alicia Smiley, because we were distant cousins. We didn't really have a relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? So it would be weird for me to come out here and talk and talk and talk and talk. Even Dominique, who tavis sutton really is, like who he's walking around as, right? Me and him didn't have a real relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? We were cousins, but we didn't have a real relationship. And me and tavis sutton don't have a real relationship, because he don't even know who he is for real. Or he could just be trying to put that shit together right now. You get what I'm saying? He don't even really know, like, what the fuck he dealing with right now. But that don't have shit to do with me. Is what I'm saying. It has something to do with the fact that we was kidnapped by the same family, but whatever he does personally doesn't have anything to do with me. If that makes sense. Y'all can let me know. You know? I'm going to go on TikTok with it. I'm sure he's seen it, because he follows me, and it's been posted for a couple hours. I don't know what to say other than put your evidence on the table. If he want to jump himself into the game, and it ain't for no fortune or fame or whatever, he can't get famous off of this, because he's clearly not him. You get what I'm saying? But if he want to do that, then that's fine. I can't say nothing about it. He say 100. Jack said, my ass has what? My ass don't have nothing. We're talking about a missing child. And there's a scar on the child's left ass cheek. And we need to see that shit. Not the child's ass left cheek, because this person is grown, but there's an imposter. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about too. Y'all watching real life motherfucking destiny swapping. Real life motherfucking destiny swapping. That is what y'all are witnessing. This is what y'all are watching in real time. Like I said, I don't even speak to him, but that's what the fuck this is. That's why I said, will the real tavis sutton please stand up? Because, nigga, if you don't get your head in the game, they're going to put your head in the ground, and somebody going to be walking around here as you. Because it's a divine path, obviously. It's obviously a divine path, and other motherfuckers want your path. Okay? They want your fucking path. So that's why they're like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. You ain't none of that shit. It's only one person that is that person. Period, point blank. And people want to be you. And they're going to try to take it from you. You better step up before they put you down. That's all I can say. That's the only advice that I have for Dominique, who is tavis sutton, who really is tavis sutton. You better step up before they put your ass down, nigga. Straight up. You said it makes sense to me. We're going to keep on pushing through. Yeah, we're going to keep on pushing through. It's not, I just wanted to make it known to the public, and then we're going to move on like don't nothing happen unless he say something else. And when he say something else, we talking evidence, or we ain't talking shit else. Okay? That's what we doing. We talking evidence or we ain't talking shit else. What's up? What's up? What's up? That's what we doing. I don't give a fuck. Straight up. And it's something in me, y'all. I was trying to tell Miss Pam that I don't know, like, if I have a gift or whatever in that area, but notice how he was apologizing to me by the end of that conversation. I ain't mad at you, man. I'm sorry, man. I ain't even trying to put my energy off on you. Notice how he wasn't standing on business. Like, can't nobody tell me I'm not Alicia Smiley. Okay? But he wasn't standing on business. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But y'all are watching real life destiny swapping. For real, for real. For real, for real. Everybody want that position, the divine masculine, divine feminine. Everybody want it, but you can't have it. It's all, the seat's already filled. All the person needs to do is step into their fucking energy, and it's over for any imposters. Any fucking imposters, it's over for you. The moment the motherfucking divine one steps into their energy, you're done. You're done. You're cooked. You're flipped, motherfucker. You barbecue burnt in this motherfucker. And that's real. He said, girl, that nigga don't got nothing to do with you. He wants clickbait. I think so too, but why not? Because he said he have a bigger audience than me. It was 100,000 views on his shit. Do you get what I'm saying? But he never put himself up to the missing child flyer. He never put his side by side. That's why we did it for him. Because he never did that. That's why we did it for him. You say, I'm going to look at those pics. Go look at the pics. Go look at his page, his skin tone, even in the dark, because I watched every video he has on his channel. Even in the dark, he's still 3 shades too light skinned. Like, but like, he's sitting in the dark. He don't get, like, it's not, no. Look at the pictures. The pictures are at the end of the video. So it's like, it's 36 minutes because he typed a lot of shit. You get what I'm saying? But it's towards the end of the video, the comparison. So it's right after the text messages. You can just skim through it. You can go look at it right now. Straight up, I don't think I have it downloaded on nothing else but the phone that I'm on. But look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. I hope people really look at the pictures because that's not him. He don't even look like him. Not even a little bit. But I want y'all to look at it. Straight up. I couldn't be in the comment section during the premiere, which is usually what YouTubers do. That's what they tell you to do. They tell you to, like, when you do your premiere, you be in the comment section and you then engage with your tribe as the premiere is happening so y'all can, like, watch it together and have a conversation. You know? You say, yeah, he needs a story to keep them views up. He don't even match the picture. Not even a little bit. How you gonna be light-skinned, nigga? How's you gonna be light-skinned? That's number one. How are you gonna be light-skinned? My God, you're not even the right skin tone. I'm even the same skin tone as Alicia Smiley. I am the same skin tone as Alicia Smiley. Tavish is the same. Dominique is the same color as Tavish. This dude right here, and then this is another thing too. He never said what his name was originally or any of that. Like, come on now. We need information. Just like I gave y'all every name that they ever had me under in the United States of America. Your name isn't Tavis Sutton right now. If you're really Tavis Sutton, that's not your name right now. That's not who you, if you really are Tavis Sutton, you're not walking around here like I'm Tavis Sutton. That's your name. That's not your name. They would have changed your name if they kept you. You get what I'm saying? You said we're going to teach him how not to move. I mean, pretty much. You said, yeah, he needs a story. Yep, I've seen that. You said the ladies, if it's a younger Miss Wanda, I'll see it. Oh, those pictures. Oh, I'm going to send it to you so you ain't got to go all the way through the video. Or you can go on his page or whatever you want to do. But I do have it. But neither one of them. I thought it was 2 different ladies. I wish I could pull it up somewhere else so I can show you. I thought it was 2 different ladies. But he's saying that's the same lady, just different pictures. And that's Miss Wanda Sutton. But from what we seen, she too light-skinned too. She's too light-skinned too. Like, I'm for real. Like, that don't look like Miss Wanda Sutton. Not the one that we seen. You said, we know they changed names in that family. Yeah, well, we don't know about the Sutton family. All I know is about the Tavis Sutton that I know, which is Dominique, because they changed our names. There were other kids' names that was changed too, but I don't know if they're missing children, but other people in that family have their names too. But I don't know nothing about him and his other names. He just have his name as Tavis Sutton. Like, that's not his government name. We can't really look him up or do any research because his shit is on underneath Tavis Sutton. That's his name. That's the name he has it on there as. So I didn't know that was supposed to be her. You said I got them. I didn't know that was supposed to be her. Me neither. Does that look like her? Does that she too light skinned too? And like I said, unless that was Miss Wanda about 40 years ago on her heydays, that ain't Miss Wanda. That's not her. The picture that he's comparing to or whatever. I don't think that's not her. And we have a video. I don't want to put it out here, but maybe I'll post it on the community board, or if you want it, y'all can email me, inbox me or something like that, and I'll send it to you because I don't want this person to get her contact information. I don't want him to get it. And the reason why I don't want him to get the information is because that's not him. Okay? Okay, I already addressed that in this video, and I said I was so sorry that I didn't have to, like, remove that comment. But listen, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. When I talked to Dominique, this is how the phone call went. The phone call went like this. Hey, is this Dominique such and such? Because I said his last name in a professional way. And he said yes. And I said, this is Edie. We grew up together as cousins. Do you remember me? He said yes. And I said, do you remember Aunt Carla? She just died like recently. She's the most recent death in the family. He was like, yes. And I said, well, since I've been, since she died, I've been estranged from the family. And I told him that I was a missing child, and that's why I've been estranged from the family. And he said, I don't want to get into that. That's what he said to me about my situation because he felt as if I was coming to him with the family drama. I said to him, you are a missing child too. I just thought you should know that. And then I hung up on him. He never said that he knew who he was. He never said that he didn't want to dig deeper into it because we didn't stay on the phone long enough with each other for that to happen. I didn't even tell him who he was on the phone call. I did Tavis. I texted him and told him, this is the missing child that you are, so that he can have the information. But he didn't say he didn't want to dig deeper into it because I didn't stay long enough to even find out. All I wanted him to do was know that who he was, and then I got the fuck up out of there. You know? You said, no, nothing like her face. Face not even shaped like hers. His nose also has like a little point at the tip, and Tavish's does not. So, okay, gotcha. So what if he knows something is off, but he doesn't want to know the truth? If that's how that don't got shit to do with me neither. I made it out. Okay? That doesn't have any, everybody's soul is individual now. If he knows the truth and he don't want to get out, that's on him. That is on him. You know? He could be scared though too because these people, they killers. They do have high-ranking members of society and all that other stuff. Okay? Like he could be scared. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I don't really know because that's not my story. Like, it's a part of my story, but the actual story of Tavis Sutton is Dominique's story. That's his story. That's not my story. I can only tell the pieces of the story that I know about, you know? You said his top lip is not right. His top lip ain't right. His nose ain't right. Nostrils too damn big. Like, skin tone is 3 tones too light. It's just a bunch of stuff. You said his face is not the right shape either. It's not. But he said he had evidence, but that's the only evidence. And that lady, Miss Pam, is testifying, does not look like Miss Wanda. Not to me. Not to me. If y'all want to see Miss Wanda, then I'll give y'all a link or whatever. But I'm not going to post it because I don't want that dude to try to find her. Because I feel like that's a no-no. I never sought out a Smiley member family member this whole entire fucking time, and I don't plan to. From when they sought me out, that was enough. Okay? You said no smile lines either. Right, nothing. His teeth are not even right either. So Dominique's teeth, even though you couldn't see his teeth in the video, they do match that. Okay, they do match that. The dude's teeth, you have to look on his page and watch all his videos and listen to what he's saying. Watch his videos and listen to what he is saying, and look at how he treat his wife. Now listen to me. She could very well be a karmic wife, but y'all just have to watch it on yourself. I'm not going to speak on nobody's marriage, but she could really be a karmic wife. Okay, but the way he treats her, their characters are not even the same. I'm just gonna be honest. This person that says he's Tavis Sutton, that's this hood ass nigga and all this other shit that he's portraying himself to be, that is not Tavis Sutton. The Tavis Sutton that I grew up with, Dominique, is a dude that wears suits. And he's clean cut. And he may dress down or whatever, but he does wear like ties and shit. He ain't no hood ass nigga. He's not a hood nigga from the block. Tavis Sutton, the real one, he's not. And that's how, like, personality, everything ain't right. No. He said, what was his family like, mom and dad? Were they close to your family? I could not tell you who his mama or daddy was. I said that in the Tavis Sutton video. I couldn't tell you who his mama or daddy was. He was always with an aunt or an uncle. And that's who he was with. Like, he would spend time with Uncle Ricky down in Texas. Because my one of them kidnapper fucking brothers lived down south, Kansas City, and then he would also be with the woman who kidnapped him, Carla Rogers. He lived in her house. The woman who kidnapped him, he lived in her house at some point. That's where he was with. That's who. I never seen a mother or a father for Dominique. Never. That's why I was like, we cousins. Okay, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know who his mama or daddy was. He was always with an auntie. And I know what those, or uncle, and I know what those people are like. The person who kidnapped me was like a mother figure. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yes, I'm mad at her ass, but I have to tell the truth. She was a disciplinary, but she was a strong black woman. I have to tell the fucking truth about her. You get what I'm saying? She did like the gossip and shit, and she was obviously a fucking kidnapper. But there were some wholesome things about Carla Rogers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, I want to speak good of her. I don't know why, but I feel like she taught me a lot. I'm going to say that. Okay. Like, how to be like feminine. I was not like masculine or nothing like that, but you know, how to just act. You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to be in public and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, he said, I told you when it said his wife, I told you when he said his wife, his energy changed. Yeah, but that's another thing too. If you're a chosen person, right, and you feel like you're in a arranged marriage, even if you have fucking kids, why are you still there? Why are you still there? You feel like you're a missing child. You need to be somewhere in hiding. You need, unless you're willing to die for it, because there's death around this situation. The Alicia Smiley situation, the Tavis Sutton situation, there's death around this shit. That's why I was like, okay, all right, you want to get involved in this, you know? You said, damn, you said this dude just looking for a story to sell to social media to be made famous. Well, his wife did say, well, he said that his wife said that he was scaring her at one point when he told her about this type of sudden shit. But I ain't gonna lie, the way he was talking to me was kind of scary. That's why I was like, nigga, you probably need to get you some help, because I don't know you and you don't know me, and you talking to me like I'm a straight cult member and I'm out to get you and trying to stop you and all this other shit, you know? He said the fact that he brought up getting paid in his message to you says it all. If you looked into your story, money wouldn't even cross his mind when it comes to this story. He was upset. He was like, I've looked at your page and I've seen enough away. I don't even really be talking about dude. I don't even really be talking about him. I talk about myself and my personal experience, but I do loop his shit in because they did this to more than one child. And I'm going to tell on them for doing whatever they did to the multiple children that they did it to. But it's something about whoever that lady is that follows me, the ladies, they don't believe that's him. They don't believe that's him. But I know that ain't him. I'm here to tell them family members that that is not your child. Dominique is your child. Straight up. And so you give all the info, including pictures, when you tell your story. If he feels like he was kidnapped, you need to present his evidence. That's the evidence that he did present it. It was the picture of him next to this woman that he feels like is Miss Wanda Sutton, but I don't think that's not her. Even, I don't know, Miss Pam, you've seen her, and I know for sure you have seen her too, right? So, do you think that's her? Even in her younger years? Like if you look at her and then you see her younger, but I don't see her being lighter skinned. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? What'd she say? He glanced. He didn't look or pay attention. Okay, 100. I'm with you, Natalie, on that. For Miss Jessica. He said, I don't know, but my card said try again, sir. I mean, he need to try something. He try something, but I don't want to beef with nobody or nothing like that. I'm not going to beef with him because there's no reason to beef with him. I just want to put it out there so that nobody feels like I'm trying to hide something. This person was in my inbox claiming to be somebody that I'm saying I grew up with. And that does contradict my story. So I need to go ahead and put that out to the public so that whatever it is, the truth will be out, the truth will be told. It is what it is, But I ain't never even pulled cards on a situation because I don't do shit like that. Like, not with this. Because there was no cards involved in the situation when I found out. Now, you can do what you want to do. I don't really care. But me personally, there wasn't nothing. It was literally like myself and the divine. And my daughter, like, Spirit use kids too, you know what I'm saying, to help me out find the actual flyer of myself. But the flyer of Tavis Sutton, I told you I came across that first and knew him and recognized him immediately. And then when I seen the composite sketch, I went over to my little, it was like a bookshelf where I kept my herbs at, where her obituary was, and grabbed the obituary and put her obituary up to the composite sketch and was like, what the fuck? I used her obituary to identify her and match her up against that composite sketch. Now, that picture of me that I'm using in the videos, that's not her obituary. I felt like that would be kind of disrespectful to put her obituary in the video. But that's the one, that's the original picture that I matched with the composite sketch, was the one on her obituary. So I think he working with the kidnapper family paid to throw you off because nothing else they tried has worked. They're getting desperate. Well, you see how I was talking to him and the message is right. I don't even think that's going to be able to work because I told him himself, like, and he got mad when I was like, Dominique looks more like Tavis Sutton than you do, sir. You're not even the right skin tone. Like, come on now. Like, you don't even look like this person. And he was like, that's computer generated. That's not real. I get what you're saying, but it would make sense if there wasn't an actual human being walking around her looking like that. You get what I'm saying? You said when he said he remembered tunnels, I wanted to say you was a slave in your past life, nigga. He said something about hugging the poles, and I kind of laughed, but I hadn't read the message. If I would have read that first, I would have laughed privately before I made that video. I'm telling you. But I wasn't trying to laugh at it, but it was kind of funny. And I'm not trying to, like, it's like a cross-eyed or a hawk or something. I ain't trying to discount what he's saying he went through because it does sound like he may be experiencing some certain things or whatever, but some of the stuff is not right. Okay, and as a spiritual person, you need to know this. Like the first video on his page, not the one at the beginning, but the last posted video, or whatever, it's of some white girl talking about somebody going in your sleep and fucking with your brain and programming you and siphoning your energy while you're sleeping. But as a chosen one, your mindset should be that they can't do that shit to you. You think the government's gonna get you? You think God finna let the government get you? The divine, and you're a chosen one and you're his, and he said, touch not thou anointed. He thinks somebody out to really get him that's not identifiable. Like he said, the government. When I say the government, I'm like Marion Williams, Edward Wilson, fucking everybody involved, Valerie. I'm calling names. I'll say their names because they're the real kidnappers, okay? Ricky Dudley, okay? All of their fucking names. I will say their names. He's just saying the government. I'm saying the government too, but I'm actually showing you government officials in real life that I could point out. You said, you're right, he been through something. Yeah, and that's what I was kind of struggling with while I was making this video, because the softer side of me is like, he really has been through something and you need to be sensitive to that. But then the other side of me was like, bitch, if this nigga try to come up against you, you're going to have problems. You really need to just put the shit out here. You really just need to put it out there, let the public make their decisions on what they're going to believe or whatever, and whatever happen. Because I was thinking to myself, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt his feelings or nothing like that, but don't get in my way with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Without no for real evidence and shit. And I don't want to say who said it, but there was a tribe member that I was talking to originally on TikTok. You know who you was, right? And she said she thought he was sent in. And you just said that. Okay? Somebody else just said that you feel like he was sent in. Okay? To like throw me off. But they would have needed to send somebody in that look a little bit more like him. Okay? He said, yeah, you was thinking exactly what I was thinking, right? He said, all he did was blend your story with Ali Carter's story with the tunnel story. I still ain't watched Ali Carter's story. I still haven't watched it, but people be telling me to watch her. I still haven't watched it, but I'm going to watch it. I keep saying I'm going to watch it too. Every time somebody bring her ass up, I'm going to be like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I don't ever fucking watch it. I'm going to watch it, okay? I'm going to watch Ali Carter's story, okay? But I don't know what he did with it, but I do feel like he did go through something, whatever he's going through. or whatever, but you cannot attack people and you cannot be angry about whatever, even though if that's something that happened to him, it's not his fault. But you're not going to be able to catch me out here going off on motherfuckers and snapping. I'll snap on the people that did it to me. But like other people that I don't know, strangers getting in their inbox, trying to contact people and do all this other shit, I don't do none of that shit. Because if it's truly you, the divine is going to lead you out of the situation. Period. You know? Okay, you're a troll and a weirdo. Let's get you out of here because we don't give a fuck. I gotta do these nails, y'all. I'm finna do these nails. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do for my birthday, but I ain't telling y'all because I'm actually gonna go out and about. I'm gonna vlog and I wanna be able to edit my video so that you know, I can like X out stuff in the background and sceneries and all that other stuff. But I am gonna do a little bit of traveling, so my haters know I'm gonna do a little bit of traveling to go and do it. You said, girl, she a little loopy. Her story is falling apart and it's hard to believe her, but she is the one that started talking about the traffic tunnels in Hollywood. You said she a little loopy. I never paid her no attention. I feel like I watched just a little bit of her shit, but she was talking mostly about celebrities, and I don't really focus on celebrities when it comes to shit like this because it be a distraction. I don't focus on celebrities. You know, you said, girl, be safe on your born day. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be safe. There's nobody going with me. Nobody's going with me. I'm not gonna celebrate on the day. I'm gonna vlog it and post it on the day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be by myself. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna just show y'all what I do or whatever, you know. And I might take care of myself. Like I might actually go get my nails done because it's been a minute. But I don't really like to get my nails done because they be sawing your shit down with that little drill. But I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be just fine. I'm finna have me some fun. That's what I'm finna do. I ain't gonna do nothing too adventurous though, because I'm grown, so I really can't do too much adventurous. I'm not gonna be like going on a roller coaster or nothing like that. But I got some things planned that I think would be relaxing and I think that would be fun for me to do by myself and just, you know, have some fun. You say, okay, good, I'll be worried about you, especially when you be gone offline for days. Girl, I be in my zone. I'll be up in here watching movies. I watched Slow Down Dirty Shame yesterday. I'll be in here watching movies, you know. That's how I stay safe. I don't go anywhere and I don't do shit. That's why they can't ever catch me because I'm not going nowhere and I ain't doing nothing. Okay? I go to work, but it's still like I ain't going nowhere because I don't really have to go far to work. You know what I'm saying? And the company that I work for, there's only 5 employees. Well, there's 4 employees and one is the boss, but he still be working there because he only has 4 employees. And I'm one of them. So that only leaves 3 other coworkers. And that's it. And I don't have to worry about them. They're these color people. And as long as I participate in the monthly employee, like we're gonna go out and have, a drink or go eat or something like that, they don't really too much be in my business. They'd be like, oh, okay, are you coming with us? We're gonna have our employee night out. We're gonna do this. And I participate in that. But I don't stay long and I don't drink like as much as they do because they white. So they be really drinking. But that's all I be doing. That's it. You say I'll be with you in spirit. We gonna wake and bake, stroll, roll one up, okay? And have some wine. I love it, love it, love it. All right, let me block this person. Boom. Anyways, you said pick me up a relaxer and make sure it's regular. All right, I was just tripping off that line yesterday because last time you got me Supergirl. That shit was so funny. Y'all know he died, right? That dude, he died. Yeah. But he was hella funny in that movie, though. But anyways, y'all. Since I'm off work, I did work in that video. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could start another live and probably tap in. But I did want to address this person and why I actually made the video. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to think, oh, she getting in drama. No, I'm not really. I mean, if he want to throw his fucking hand in the ring, he want to jump in the fucking boxing ring, then go ahead, because you're going to have to fight for your life in this motherfucking boxing ring, my nigga. If you think you Tavis Sutton, okay. Okay. You're going to have to fight for your life for this title. Okay. Oh, you talking about your mama, Jeffro. Let me get you out of here. We don't like when you talk like your mama like that. I mean, we don't like that, so you got to be blocked. You said this fight ain't for the weak, not at all. So if he really think he want to... So he said it was draining him. He was like, it's draining me. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. And I get that too, because I've said that several times. But if you're really this person and this is really like your destiny and your soul and you're this missing child, then you'll never get tired. I be telling the ops all the time, you're going to get tired before I do, because I'm Alicia Smiley. And I have the soul within me to fight for this, because it's me. That's the soul that lives in my body. So I can fight for this. The ops that try to stop me, they're going to get way tired before I do. You say he don't want to walk that path. He going to have to if he's Tavis Sutton. If he's Tavis Sutton, he's going to have to walk that path. You're going to have to escape all these people trying to kill you, my nigga, because you think they finna let you walk away so that you can snitch on them? They didn't let me walk away, but I got the fuck away. But it wasn't without a fight. These people, like I said, they put hits out on my head. Real ones. Paid hitmen, hired them. You know? You said them evil ass employers are draining him. Maybe he really do think that he is, though. I don't know. I think it's a little strange, though. Like I just said, I think it's a little strange because, like I said, you're going to go about shit in a different way. You're going to move different. I didn't give a fuck. I mean, I care about my kids, but when it comes to my life and me being in a karmic relationship, if I care about my life more, then I'm going to leave. I'm not, I hate my baby mama. I'm still with her. You get what I'm saying? And she sent to me like the people that arranged our marriage. Why are you still there if you know that that's what happened to you? You know that that's not the correct timeline that you're supposed to be on. And then you just going to sit there and kind of like on camera and be mean to her. No, get the fuck out of there. You ain't supposed to be there. You said that shit ain't right. If you're a chosen one, you're going to move accordingly. You're not going to sit there, well, like, I can't move, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, no, you got to get the fuck out of there if you really Tavis Sutton. You know? He said he's going to have to run, go into hiding. He's going to need to stand on business. Yeah, he is. But that's not him. But if he wanted, like I said, if you want to hop in a ring, if you want to hop in this Tavis Sutton, Alicia Smiley ring, my guy, put your good boots on, my guy. Put your good boots on. Because you're going to need to run. And you're going to have to go into hiding. And you're going to have to leave them kids behind if you truly Tavis Sutton. Okay? And I'm just being honest with the people that really has kidnapped the real Tavis Sutton, you got to get away. You can't let nothing hold you back. Because if you have a feeling or emotion towards anything, that's what they're going to use to get you to trick you and get you murdered. So if you have an attachment to your children, if you got an attachment to your husband, your lover, if you got an attachment to money, if you have an attachment to any fucking thing, that's what the type of people that kidnap me and the real Tavis Sutton, that is what they will use against you. Whatever it is. If you love your kid too much, they're going to try to do something to cause a hurt or a harm or a traumatic situation with the child. So that way you can be in a low vibration, and then they cause the situation, but then they can be there to comfort you. And then you feel more like they're loving you. This is your family and all this other shit. But really they're the ones who caused the shit, because they don't want you to find out who you are or what they did to you. You know? You said it could be spiritual psychosis. I don't know, but he did post that video, and I don't like to literally put what people post up against him, because it might, you could just post anything. It doesn't mean you're feeling that way or you're going through that. You get what I'm saying? But that video about that girl, I mean, of the white girl, talking about people was going to her brain and messing with her brain while she slept and all the other shit, and that's what he reposted. So maybe he feels like that's what's happening to him. And if you're a chosen one, how is that possible? You think God, the divine, whatever you call it, is going to allow other beings to be sitting up there fucking with your brain, his chosen one? Like, that's not how that works. You have to know that they have no power over you, because if God be for you, who can be against you? That means the government and everything. God is bigger than the government, right? Right? So why would you be thinking that they're out, I don't know, they're out to like fuck with your brain in the middle of the night. Now they can send spell work and all that other shit, confusion spells and all that other shit, but to actually get in and reprogram your brain, you're giving these people control over you. I'm just saying. You're giving these people control over you in that mind frame. And I'm not trying to talk about this gentleman and how he thinks. I'm just saying, if you're a chosen one, you have no business thinking like that, because you manifest as you're thinking. Your thoughts become reality. You manifest those things into your life. That's why I don't be aligning with racism, because I don't want to experience that shit in my reality. I'm not aligning with the government experimenting on me because I'm a fucking chosen one. I'm not aligning with that shit. They don't have the power or control to do that shit. God is not finna allow somebody to get me in a fucking science lab and be fucking working on me. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense if you're supposed to be a chosen one. Because you're giving them more power than you're giving the divine. You don't think the divine would stop that before it happened to you? And if your God is going to sit up there and let them do something like that to you, because he said he chosen one, right? If your God's going to let them do that to you, you going to sit there and fucking worship him still? Okay. He said, well, if he's watching, I suggest he watch all your running videos of your life and your family and decide if this is what he really wants, because your fight is on live stream and recorded, and I bet his is not. All I seen was about 20 TikToks. We don't know his other social medias because that is not his real name. That's not the name he's really under. You get what I'm saying? He has his name as Tavis Sutton, but he never says, I was born under this identity, but this is who I really am, and this is why I feel like this is who I really am. You know? He said, nigga needs to pack a bag and get on a bus if he really think he's at right. You need to get the fuck to safety, my guy. Straight up. But I don't know. It was a few things, like I said. He said he took interest in the story. I never took interest in it. And I've been learning things along the way, even about Alicia Smiley, because I'm like walking it, just like how y'all seen me walk into learning that these people weren't my family, then learning about the missing child flowers, then learning about, but I never even looked, I never thought, I didn't think I was missing. I thought I was adopted. Y'all remember, if you was here, like when I first got on here, I first like, okay, this bitch ain't my mama. Like maybe she adopted me or something. I thought I was like adopted or something, but I knew she wasn't my mama. I didn't know I was kidnapped though. But that wasn't my first thought either. My first thought wasn't like, they kidnapped me. That was not my first thought. I was thinking she wasn't my mama. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe Carla is my mama, because she was more like a mother figure. And when she died, this is when all this shit came out. You know what I'm saying? And then we found Mr. Childflower. So that's how we got there. It wasn't like I researched this and then I took an interest and now I think I'm this person. No, that's not how that happened. Instead of shaking my head, he really flirting with danger, and that's crazy. It is, but I don't know if there's something really wrong with him, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's, you know what I'm saying? So, yes, you were saying you thought she was adopted for months, right? That was before I found out the missing child flower. I was calling her my adoptive mother. The lady. I gotta get some of my eye again, y'all. I'm calling her my adoptive mother and shit, because I'm thinking, okay, I know you're not my mama, but how else would you have gotten me if you know what I'm saying? My first thought was just not that this lady kidnapped me. That was not my first thought. That was like the third and final thought, because there was actually evidence of a missing child flyer, you know? You said, and also, you know, right, nothing about the Grady Six. And I told y'all how I came about the Grady Six, how that happened. I was literally researching the Grady twins from The Shining, the movie The Shining. I was researching the Grady twins, and the Grady Six popped up, and you know how the things pop up and you accidentally click it, like when you type in the search bar, you accidentally click it. I'm trying to click the Grady twins. I clicked the Grady Six, and the only motherfucking picture that popped up was the picture of Tavis Sutton. And I said, since the day that I saw that, even though I didn't point out that it was Dominique right then and there, I said, since the day I seen it, I know him. I know him. I'm like, and I didn't even say he was my cousin at first. I was like, I grew up with him. Like, we grew up in the same neighborhood, or we went to the same church or something, because I was trying to figure out, like, where do I know him from? Looking at the missing child flower, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, where do I know him from? And, you know, that's how I realized it was Dominique. Because as soon as I seen the flyer, I knew a real person in real life that looked like him. You said you were asking for DNA back then, trying to prove you were adopted. Then you found your baby flyer. Right, you know, so I don't know, y'all. But we're not finna let this dude rain on our parade. All we want him to do is come with his evidence. Like, straight up, come with your evidence. Because if we going off physical appearance, you already lost, my guy. You've already lost because you don't look like Tavis Sutton, not even a little bit. You don't look like him at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, we finna get this person blocked. Yeah, we finna block this person. Boom. We're just not gonna give them no response, and that's how they gonna see. But yeah, I'm probably get off of here, and then come back and just do a read or something like that. Cause I'm trying to see like what's gonna happen, you know. You said at the very least he need to show them cheeks, okay? Well, he said he had a weird surgery. He never said where the surgery was or where the surgery took place. You know. You say, I remember your fake family trying to call you crazy on Facebook before the flower was found. Right. They said if people found out who you really were, and then I was like, tell these motherfuckers who I really am. Tell them who I really am. But it wasn't no Alicia Smiley shit at that point in time. I guess they were just trying to say I was a bad person or something. But I told everybody myself, I'm like, okay, I've been divorced twice. I got 5 kids. Like, I ain't never been in jail. I don't have no felonies or nothing. So tell these people who I am. And then she didn't say nothing else. It was the auntie, Valerie, on Facebook who was doing that shit. She didn't say nothing else. After I said that, I was like, okay, so I got divorced. I ain't got no felonies. I only been in jail for a traffic ticket. So tell them who I am. Tell them who I really am. She ain't say nothing else. You say, are you going to tap in later? I'll probably tap in a few minutes. I probably just want to end this and start a whole fresh new one. Because this live really didn't go the way I wanted it to go because a lot of trolls came in first. It was like 18 in here before Truth Gang started coming in. My trolls got here first. So this live didn't really go the way that I wanted it to go. So I probably re-record it, but just like in a format to where it's straight to the point, you know? So I'm probably going to do like 7 o'clock, something like that. I'll probably do like around 7 o'clock and I'll come back live, okay? You say you can't spill tea on someone that spills their own tea. I mean, you got to face shit head forward. One thing I didn't want before I get off here, one thing I did not want was for me to not do anything or say anything about it. And then later on down the line, they was like, she knew there was somebody out here saying that they was having something and she didn't do it and she didn't do this. I just want to cross out my T's and dot out my I's. Now y'all know this person exists and you can believe what the fuck you want to believe. But the truth is that Dominique is having something and I got evidence and I got proof. You know? So it is what it is. But I love y'all so much. I'm going to be back in a few hours, okay? We gonna block Nicholas right quick so when I come back live, he can't come back live. But he said, I look like Jay-Z. But we all know that his motherfucking mama looked like Jay-Z. We all know that shit. We don't even know why. He playing. And guess what? Speaking of that shit, Jay-Z's also like 3 shades lighter than me. So I couldn't possibly look like Jay-Z. Because our skin tone, which is my point on old boy that say he Tavis Sutton. Okay? Couldn't possibly look like him. Because we're not even the same color. Okay. He said, not Jay-Z. That's a troll. They're just trying to say stuff to trigger me, but they're never going to do that. I will go off of them. I entertain them sometimes because I be bored and I don't have nothing else to do. And I can school them real good. So it becomes entertainment for me because I be bored. I really do be minding my business. I be in my own house chilling. So I don't really have anything else to do sometimes. So if the trolls want to troll me, I'll go off on their ass and enjoy it. Like, they feel like they getting me angry, but you're not. Like, I'm really finna school your ass. I'm really finna fucking throw your ass up in this motherfucking fire. Like, for real. And pour gasoline right on top of your head after I get through with the troll. You know what I'm saying? And so I want my money to look like Jay-Z. Okay. I want my money to look like Jay-Z's, definitely, but it's not really that important to me. As long as I'm okay. I've always been that type of person. As long as I'm good, as long as I got food, my bills is paid, I got, whatever I want, I got my smoke, I got my drink. I don't gotta be no millionaire. I'm sure I'm gonna be. I already am because of the inheritance that was left, but that shit don't matter to me, man. As long as I'm okay and my bills is paid, my kids good or whatever. Well, the one that made it through the cut. Everybody else, y'all on your own. But the ones that made it through the cut, But anyways, let me get up off of here. I'm gonna be live. Probably later. We gonna get a read. We ain't gonna talk about nothing Alicia Smiley. We ain't gonna talk about Tavis Sutton. We just finna get into the energies and see what spirit is saying. Read the energies and get some messages, okay? Anyways, y'all, I'm out this bitch. So that's all you need, boo. I know that's right.